What's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVN3897. As you can probably tell, I am not in my garage. I'm in my kitchen because I'm finally going to show you guys how I straighten resin. I've been working really hard on the ZQSV this weekend. Got no kids, no wife, they're out of town. I've actually got the whole torso ready for paint. I'm just waiting for a response from my client as far as color direction. And since I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I straighten resin. Now normally you can see I've got a pan of water here getting ready to boil. Typically I'll just use the microwave, but since I'm doing a video, I need to have, I want my water constantly boiling, so this hopefully this won't take too long. But the concept's pretty simple. Resin is pretty pliable, flexible material, and sometimes it comes warped out of the molds. I think I showed you guys earlier the missile hatch covers. These are pretty warped, and they should sit flat on the missile launchers, and as you can see, it does not. So I'm going to start off with the easiest piece first, the bottom of the foot. There you go. You can see I've got a nice curve to it. Got my boiling water. Now the trick is not to put it in the water too long. You can always go back and reboil it, but if you do it too long initially, there's a good chance you can melt the resin or just completely booger it up, and you'll be out of luck. So since this is very hot, I'm going to get myself a pair of pliers or whatever you want to use, and I usually just stick it in there for a piece this thin a couple seconds. So here we go. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. And I'm just going to put it on my flat countertop. So that's 3 seconds, and we're going to see if it levels out. And I'm just going to let gravity do the work. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's still got some bounce to it, so I'm going to do it again. Again, always go back and do it again if it didn't work the first time. Don't try to do it all at once. Oops, I lost it in the water. I'm going to push it out a little bit here, see if I can't get it to flatten out. See, now I pushed that down pretty simply, and it went. So I'm just going to hold it there for a few seconds. Now my countertop's pretty cool. It's just whatever temperature it is in the house. And you can see there that it's gotten better. Still not perfectly flat. So we'll do it again. Ooh, that's hot. Be very careful, it's very easy to burn yourselves. And I'm actually going to turn it upside down too, see if I can't get it to flatten out that way. I'm just going to hold that down until it cools. And now, that is flat. Pretty good. So that one's pretty good. For the missile hatch covers, I have 3 of them, and they're all warped equally bad. And so I'm just going to use one of these as my guide. Again, just using my pair of pliers. Now this is a little thicker, so I'm going to put it in a little bit longer. I probably did not show you throwing it in the water earlier, but I'm just going to use a pair of pliers if I can hold on to it. Don't squeeze too hard because you'll mar the resin. Again, don't burn yourself. Very hot, very hot. A couple seconds here and there. Oops, uh-oh. Don't do that. Don't drop it in the water. And I don't know if you can see this. So it was pretty pliable. I just pushed down on it and it went pretty easily. I'm just going to hold it there on the countertop. And now, let's see if it fits the missile hatch. Still not quite there, but it's a lot better. If you remember, so this is before, this is after. That's what it was before. So I'm going to do one more dip. And as always, don't try to straighten resin after you've primed it, because you're going to mar it up a little bit. At least I do. So I'm going to drop it in there for another second or 2. Don't melt it. And this time I'm going to actually put it on top of the, and you can see that it kind of warped again. I'm actually going to put it on top and hold it in place where it should go. And hopefully, you can see there, it's nice and closed. And now I'm just going to hold on to it for a second until it cools. Now this piece was thicker than the bottom of that foot, so I just threw it in there for 10 seconds or so, and I'll let go, and we're good to go. So again, here's before. That's what it was before. Here it is. Oop, now see, it sprung back a little bit. So I need to do it again and make sure I hold it in place until it's completely cool. Because it will spring back a little bit as it cools down. So again, just going to put it on there. I'm going to hold that in place. You know, rubber bands wouldn't be a bad idea. I wouldn't use clamps simply because since it's so hot, you have a chance of screwing it up. I don't have any rubber bands right now, so I'm just going to hold it. So you get the idea with that guy. Now, remember my missiles, how crooked they were? Now these I'm not sure how I'm going to do. I have not taken off the, it's kind of dark, I'm sorry guys, the lights are kind of dark in here. I haven't taken off the gate yet, so my idea was to dip it in the water by the gate and let that sit for probably 10 seconds. Oop, and I can just, now I felt that gate, it was so hot, I felt the gate collapse. And my idea was just to kind of hang it straight like this and see if gravity would straighten out, but I don't think so. So I'm just going to kind of coax it a little bit here, and I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on with my thumb. And it's better, still not there. Do it again. Uh-oh. Don't freak out if you drop it, because as you see, I've dropped them several times. Now it's very pliable. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to hold it there for a second. And this is very exciting to watch, but at least you can see how I do it. And I apologize it's so dark in here, but this is all the light I have. So that's pretty good. Before, after. Can you tell the difference? I can. So those are the missiles. I'm not going to do them all on camera, I just want to show you. Here this is nice and cool. It stayed closed, so that's perfect. Now this piece, this is the big honkin', I don't know, I call it the tail pieces. And it's kind of odd, as I've been working on this kit, it seems to be like, I don't know if it's because I've been working on it or this has been so freaking hot outside, but this gap has gotten a lot smaller and it's not that huge right now, but I think I am still going to try to close it up, because even if you look at the G-System kit and any other kit that's been built of this, there is a gap, and I think it's just a design flaw. But I'm going to do my best to close it up a little bit, because even you really won't see it once it's built, but you know, I just feel better knowing that I've done my best to make it fit. Now this is a huge piece of resin. It's huge, and I think what I'm going to do, I haven't tested this, so you'll see it on camera if I screw it up or not, and I hope I don't, because this is pretty big. I'm just going to dip it in there for a second. I'm going to pull it out. I'm just going to give it a slight squeeze on the sides, and we'll see if it kind of conforms better. This isn't so big. I'll let it sit for a second, and I'm just going to give it a little squeeze. Just like this. I'm just putting light pressure on the outside. And if I squeeze it too much, that's okay, because the part that fits into it will it'll just fit more snugly. So let's see if that helped at all. A little bit. I think the problem is that there's this part right here is preventing this corner from coming in. So I may not be able to do much more to it. When I glue it, I think they'll be fine, but I don't want to mess with this too much. I really do not want to screw this big piece up. So So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave this as is, and that's just how it's going to have to be, I think. This would be a huge piece to screw up. I do have the smaller one over here, and the same thing. This gap has gotten smaller as I worked on the kit. And I don't know, again, same thing here, I don't know if I'm going to try to really do a whole lot with this, because I think this gap's okay. This is really kind of bugging me here, but what I did here is I had to carve all of this out. This is pretty thick there. I carved all that out and it sat better, so it may just be a matter of carving more of that out. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. So since I can still have you on camera, I'm going to go ahead and do one more piece. I'll do another missile hatch cover since I got 3 of them. Just throw it in there. Put it on top of the missile hatch. And now see, I didn't put it in there very long and it's not wanting to go down. So I need to put it in again a little longer. I hope that's on camera. My arm's probably in the way. But at least you guys get the idea. Okay, so it's in there and this is really hot. And that's going to squeeze, see it went down pretty easily. And again, we're just going to hold that there. The key to this technique is do not put the resin in the hot water too long. You will destroy your kit. Do a little bit at a time. Be patient. I've done this several times. I have never ruined a piece, but just from asking questions, I know how to do this. And I've, knock on wood, I've never destroyed a piece yet. So there it popped up again. So I'm going to do it again one more time, just like I did the last one. Here, get my arm away. So I'm just holding this in there. I'm not letting it touch the bottom of the pan. Don't let it touch the bottom of the pan, especially if you have it on the stove, because that's direct heat. And that again will melt the resin. I typically just boil water in the microwave and do it out of a bowl, but since I'm doing this on camera and got steady boiling water, I'm doing it this way. And I'm just going to hold that again like this. And let it cool. I think it's good to go. Yep. So now my client can either display the missile hatches on or off. I'll put a little pin here so you can do that. So there's that. Let's do one more missile real quick since I got you. There's 4 of them. Again, I didn't take the gates off, so I'm going to hold it by the gate. Oops. Try not to squeeze it too hard once it's hot with the pliers. Again, I'm just going to hold it there. And it's really funny, if you look at the G-System website, their missiles are crooked. They're still not really straight, so I don't know if they went through the trouble of straightening them or not, but they're not perfectly straight either. But I'm going to do my best to make mine straight. And we'll just hold that there for a few seconds. And I could probably use one more round. I see it really right here where the head of the missile, so I'm going to put more pressure there. This time where my thumb is, that's where I'm really pushing up. Another cool trick you can do, and I didn't do it this time, is if you want your resin to cool faster, get yourself a plate, a flat plate, something that's flat, maybe a piece of glass or something, put it in the freezer and get it super, super cold. And once your resin comes out of the hot water, like the bottom of that foot would have been perfect, put it on that cold surface and flat and stick it on there, and it'll conform super, super nicely. So that's it for straightening resin, guys. I hope that helped answer some questions. Again, if you're using a pan, do not let it touch the bottom of the pan. Just do a little bit at a time, because you will melt the resin. And that's pretty much it. It's not that hard. It's just got to be careful with it. Don't burn yourself, obviously. And then I will upload another video tonight of the Zekus we have got. It is looking super sharp. I'll give you a sneak peek real quick. But I want to get a couple pictures of it later. So there it is so far in all its glory, all primed. That's all you get for now. So you can't get away without looking at my ugly mug. So here we go. Thanks for watching again, and catch you guys next time. Bye.